Hi everyone! Recently, for the first time in forever, I had a free afternoon to myself, so I thought I'd spend it doing what I know best, spending money on manga. I'm really excited to take you along with me today, so without further ado, let's get started. I started off my day at Times Square. As jaw-dropping as this place is, I try to avoid it as much as possible because I don't really like crowds, which I know is funny since I live in New York City. But I couldn't avoid it because the stores I wanted to check out are all in the vicinity. Usually when I go shopping for manga, I like to make a list because it's so easy for me to get distracted and overwhelmed otherwise. My first stop of the day was to Book Off, a Japanese used bookstore chain that has made its home in New York City. As much as I adore Book Off, I don't often buy books from there. For the most part, I buy new manga, and I don't dip my toes into buying used goods unless it's impossible to find elsewhere. But honestly though, I love looking through bookstores even when I don't plan on buying anything. It's just so cathartic to look at so much manga in one space. The manga section in Book Off is in the basement level, so it also feels like I'm entering a completely different world where I am one with manga. It didn't happen today, but another thing that I love about bookstores is meeting other bookish people. I love it when I can talk to a complete stranger about manga. In a previous visit, I spent nearly an hour talking to someone about our love for manga and our struggles in studying Japanese. I do like looking through their Japanese volumes because they're just so cheap. They're constantly redoing the layout here though. In the past, they had a full wall of just shoujo manga, and I remember spending so much time looking through all of the titles that I had never heard of, and I missed that section. Today I was also kind of bummed that the supposed yaoi section did not have any yaoi in it. I soon left and headed to my next stop, Kinokuniya, which is just a few blocks down. I forgot to get a clip of the entrance, but take a look at the line to get in. I actually saw some of the same people from Book Off here, so I guess we all have the same idea of going on a manga pilgrimage today. I genuinely feel so lucky that I live in a city with a Kinokuniya. Seeing all the anime, manga, figures, apparel, and everything in between just makes me so happy. I love listening to the Japanese music they play, I love hearing other people gush about their favorite series. It's just great, and I've spent hours here. I didn't know about this beforehand, but they have a haiku market going on with some cute goods. You have no idea how happy I was to see a man and his cat. I'm so intrigued by the obviously fake Fukumaru in the live-action adaptation, and I really want to know why they did that. Unfortunately, they did not have most of the manga I was looking for. Either they had the series but not the volume I needed, or they just didn't have the series at all. I was a bit bummed, but it couldn't be helped, so I just kept wandering around aimlessly. Eventually, I did feel a tiny bit discouraged and decided to cool my mind and take a break at the cafe. I did find some of the Japanese volumes I needed, but none of the English ones. While wallowing and enjoying a delicious iced matcha, I decided to head to another store, Midtown Comics. I actually wasn't expecting to find much here because the manga selection is smaller than at the other two stores, but who would have guessed that this store is where I would finally find one of the manga on my list. By the way, if you've made it to this point in the video, can you tell just how much fun I had adding all of these frames? This is probably the most fun I've ever had editing a video, even if the actual trip was kind of a flop. At this point in the day, a few hours had passed, and I didn't really feel like shopping anymore, so I decided to clear my head and go on a walk. I actually wanted to film my haul outside, but I got a lot of stares whenever I pulled out my manga, so I decided against it. I filmed it when I got home and I'll upload it soon. I hope the weather is nice wherever you are and that you're also surrounded by the things you love. See you next time.